Let's get physical. It's Jordan here, back again with this week's update on all the physical releases coming to the Nintendo Switch. We're in the final week of February. We're looking at the releases coming from the 24th until the 28th. As always, we're taking a look at all the physical retail releases, all the little print games up for order, some juicy imports, and our community spotlight where you show off your pickups. Remember, if you want to support this little series, leave us a comment with what you are playing in your backlog and what is the most recent addition to your collection. Personally, I didn't pick up anything new this week, but last week I did forget to show off Hatsune Miku. I said I got it, but I forgot to actually put it in the video. So here it is. Check out my review if you missed it. It's a top tier rhythm game and the language barrier is almost a non-issue. Anyways, this week's physicals. 2 Point Hospital, the spiritual sequel to Theme Hospital, is the return of a well-missed genre. Comedy-infused management with more personality than you can shake a stick at. This Nintendo Switch console port seems very competent, and be sure to check out Juan's review of this to see what it's all about. Although, they could have gone with a nicer cover art, guys. At least put some effort in. I'm kind of confused, as Race with Ryan appears to be getting a release this week. I swear this came out already, or did it get delayed without anyone noticing? Not that I'd blame you for not noticing, because it looks like complete trash of the highest order. If you were curious, it's a kart racing game starring an internet superstar that no one over the age of 10 has ever heard of. Metro Redux is an excellent looking double package of two great shooters with horror elements. This release has both 2033 and Last Light on the cartridge, and if you want to find out more info about these games and the port, then be sure to have a look at our review from James, which should release tomorrow as long as everything is going to plan. Galaxy, The Void, and Skulls of the Shogun Double Pack are releasing this week from Maximum Games, at least officially, although I have seen it in the wild already, as we will see in the community spotlight this week. This is two games in one and worth a look for those who are into arcade-style experiences. Room Factory 4 Special is releasing this week, slightly earlier in North America, but Europe is also getting it this week. This is an enhanced port of a well-loved 3DS game, and Jason reviewed this one for us and has all the lowdown on how it holds up on the Switch. Check out his review on the 25th to find out more. It's worth noting that there is a standard edition as well as a collector's edition known as the Archival Edition, which includes some nice extra goodies for you. Mega Man Zero and Zed X collection is arriving this week. It's a highly anticipated collection of the Game Boy Advance and DS games, all of which I believed are considered classic by fans. As you guys know, I'm not a major fan of Mega Man or his cousins, but I am happy for those who are, since it's probably quite an unexpected collection. I mean, maybe if I can get this one early, I will give it a shot for review, as a kind of a newcomer, but we will see. Sadly, because Capcom absolutely hate Europe, I believe this physical is only in North America and Japan. Europeans will have to import, sadly, and the links are below for us poor suckers. Samurai Shodown is the highly anticipated Western release of this classic series reboot. It's been available in Japan and Hong Kong for quite a while already. In fact, I already reviewed it, and I recommend you checking that out. It's a solid game that runs nicely on the Switch. More content would be nice, but as far as fighting games go, I really quite enjoyed it. And finally, a bit of an uncertainty, a game I've mentioned quite a few times already and I'm swearing to never mention it again, is Football Tactics and Glory, also known as Soccer Tactics and Glory. It's a turn-based strategy take on football and I'm tired of talking about it. Maybe it will release this week, who knows. And another uncertainty is that of Xeodrifter. This released already thanks to Red Art Games, but is perhaps getting a wider release as PlayAsia mentioned it releasing on the 28th, along with another physical release of theirs, War Tech Fighters. I reached out to Red Art Games for clarification, but they did not reply. Right, that's it for Western retail. Before we move on, don't forget that if you're new here, hit that subscribe button for all our latest, greatest Switch content. Okay, low print games. Sisters Royale is being put up for order from Strictly Limited Games. This is supposedly a very mediocre shooter, but I have not played it personally to actually find out. If anyone has, be sure to let us know, or perhaps check out some reviews out there before giving this one a purchase. Maybe only one for those going for a full shmup physical collection. Limited Run Games announced a double reveal of games coming up for order this week. We have Real Myth going up for pre-order on the 28th, which I think means that Myth is once again on every single console in history. It's been about 3 years since the release of the Switch. I almost thought they'd forgotten their eternal obligations to put it on every system ever. Nurse Love Obsession is a double pack of Nurse Love Addiction and Syndrome, 2 visual novels already on the Switch. It's going to be interesting to see the pricing on this one, considering they go for $40 a pop on the Switch digitally. I can't say I know a whole lot about this one, but maybe check it out if you're into visual novels. 25th is the date for the pre-order on this one. Alright, let's head into the import section, but before that, just a heads up that all the games mentioned here today, if any of them take your fancy, then in the description and the pinned comment we have links below as to where you can find them for yourself to purchase. They are affiliate links, so any purchase that you make using those links will help out the SwitchWatch team massively. You're always fantastic and we really appreciate you guys very, very much. If you do use our links, don't forget to type in the coupon code SwitchWatchTV, that's all one word, SwitchWatchTV, to get 5% off every physical item you purchase. Don't forget to still use our links though. If you don't use our links, then it doesn't support us, so please don't forget that. Touhou Sky Arena Matsuri Climax is an arena fighting game, latest in the niche series. I know one of the previous entries did make it westwards early in the Switch's life, so there is potential for someone like NIS America to pick this one up in the future, even if it looks as rough as this. In the Japanese release, there are 2 versions, a standard one plus a collector's edition, which includes some art cards, CD soundtrack, and book, plus 30 DLC bonus music tracks for the game. As far as I can tell, there is no English, but I'm not 100% certain on that. Now, I mentioned the Mega Man Zero and ZX collection earlier, but there is a special edition import version called the Double Hero Limited Edition. This includes a 5-inch 3D bust of Zero, some acrylic prints, and one of 2 potential Z Saber acrylic keychains. Yes, I said Z. What is wrong with me? Good luck finding this. If you do fancy an import, the links are in the description below, but they seem to be sold out already. But who knows, some stock may appear later. Senri No Key Fukken Shogi Mystery seems to be a weird combination of a visual novel and a board game of shogi. It's difficult to tell what's really going on, but there's no English here, and it would probably break all known barriers of localization if this ever did come to the West. Lover Kiss is a visual novel, a bishoujo, and there is no English as far as I'm aware, although it is rather rare to see a visual novel have 3D models rather than static artwork. There's also a costume deluxe pack, which includes 20 DLC costumes. And a final quick mention to Bubble Bobble for Friends, which appears to be finally getting a release in Japan, with the standard edition, but also something that may be of interest to importers is the collector's edition, which, ironically, will probably arrive before Strictly Limited's Western version that they asked people to pay up for a long time ago. This one also looks to be similar to theirs, with an art book, soundtrack CD, some stickers, mini case pop, whatever that means, and 2 reprinted instruction cards, which I assume are from the arcade original. It does have English too, so nothing to worry about for importing. Alright, let's jump into the community spotlight. Now, this week, we got a lot of pictures sent in, so let's have a quick look through them. Gannicus jumped on board with the Snack World hype. Just like last week, this game seems to be kind of a sleeper hit for Level 5 and Nintendo. Quite a few people sent this one in last week, so it seems to be an apparent success, and well deserved. It's supposed to be a good game. West90 was back with these lovely pickups. The shooter whose name I can never say, Esp Psi, has Clanad, which is supposedly one of the best visual novels on the Switch that money can buy. Sadly, it's only an import, but it does have English. E-Rock Z showed off these games, a nice mix of import games as well as some obscure titles. This is the Kunio-kun World Classics Collection, which has been out in Asia a while, and just very recently, I think it was this week or last week, finally it got a digital release in the West. Great for fans of the River City games, plus a quick mention to Kero Blaster from One Print Games. It's their only release despite having pre-orders up for It'll Do and Death Squared even before I began the series. It's fair to say they are taking their sweet time. Choco Loco James has a couple of offerings this week. Firstly, River City Girls with an awesome soundtrack CD. This is the Asian version, which, if you missed out on limited runs, is a fine option for import. He also showed off the arrival of the Devil May Cry triple pack, which has the first game on the cartridge, but the others are 2 download codes, sadly. Res Final is a dude with taste with this nice Hatsune Miku Collector's Edition, which includes 5 lovely CDs worth of music. Highly jealous about that one. They also picked up 2 great games, absolutely packed with content. Shovel Knight is just impossibly good value for money. Warriors Orochi 4 Ultimate can also give you something to last like 100 hours or something crazy. Check out Juan's review of that from last week. Visipon got 2 visual novel editions, World End Syndrome, which I've heard is fantastic, and Our World is Ended. I have both of these too, although as you may expect, I have not had the time to try them out yet. Still, both from P-Cube, who usually do good stuff. Alolan Jojo sent in this last week, but I sadly missed it. They answered the call for Panty Party, but I didn't see it. Tasty physical to have in the collection for sure. Plus, that Final Fantasy VII logo popping out of the holder gives me a nice fuzzy feeling inside. And also, we got this nice picture from them too. Vanessa sent in this picture. I have to admit, I'm not sure what that game is at the very, very top next to Final Fantasy. Any ideas, guys? Also spotted a fairly new release, Code Realize. We've also seen a couple of Blade Arcuses this week. I don't know where this sudden spurt of attention has come from. Did anyone mention it recently? Arthur Van Horsen has got a great picture. Again, the call for Panty Party was answered. Also, take a look at that Stardew Valley, man. If only people weren't asking for like $200 for it here in China, I would have definitely picked this one up. Chris Hepburn, like last month, got the latest Psycho Shooters collection and once again was a gentleman and gave a little mini unboxing for you guys. Jason Brewer wanted to show off this collection of Merge Games physicals. Merge Games are really good, guys. They always have quality indie releases. I know that Sparklight is currently on sale on the eShop for a decent price. If you want to try out one of their titles, you can always rely on them for good stuff. Roberto Makoto showed off some great imports. Coffee Talk with an accompanying soundtrack CD and a mini art book, it seems. Love this picture. Romancing Saga 3 and The Shooter Again. John Neal had this great picture to show off. That is a lot of quality, loving the variety too. Save Yourself showed off these low print games that recently came in. Heard nothing but great things about Blasphemous. I know we missed the boat on that one when it originally released. Seems very much a Juan kind of game, but sadly, we can't catch them all as much as we would like. Shoyu bedazzled my eyes with this fine collection. That Xenoblade 2 Collector's Edition looks absolutely beastly. Also great to see something like the Collection of Mana getting a nice physical release eventually. I really hope that one did well. Jonathan sent in a couple of pictures. An import bonanza he got while on vacation. He got the Super Robot Wars Holy Trinity. And my god, do I want that Kemco RPG collection, but I can't find it locally. And importing into China, personally, is always a risk, especially these days. I usually rely on other import sellers to get all my games, but none have this one. It's so frustrating. They also showed off these incredible collector's editions. Truly a man of fine taste. Yes, not only one, but 2 Panty Parties. Now that is one hell of a party. Is it wrong to try to pick up Girls in a Dungeon as well as Omega Labyrinth Life, both big collector's editions? Fantastic. I wish I had the money and space. God of Resin showed off these 2 recent pickups, 2 excellent AAA Switch exclusives, both very high on my favorite Switch games ever. Survivor showed off this lovely The Messenger release with that excellent cover art. That is the first time that I've seen that variety, and I think I love it more than the usual one. It looks fantastic. And finally, to end this segment, we have a great picture from Dark King Cooper, who wanted to show off some more obscure releases out there. Is that Skullgirls I see before me, plus that sexy looking vinyl soundtrack? It seems Skybound Games finally managed to get this one out. It's been a long time coming, and I am super jealous. Oh, and there's Panty Party with the panties out for show. I think this series has finally peaked. Better call it off now. Alright, thanks ladies and gents. Really appreciate you sending in your pictures. If you want to send in your recent editions, either 1 game or 5 games or 20 games, it doesn't matter because it's not a competition. Send it to me on Twitter over at SoWhatAboutGame. Please DM me so I can keep track of it. Don't message Juan or James or anything. Or you can email it into us at contactus@switchwatch.co.uk. Just make sure you start the email title with Community Spotlight so that I don't miss it. Plus, we have a Discord, which is a nice way for us to talk with you guys. And you can send your pictures on there if you want to. If you want to join our server, our link is in the description below and in the pinned comment too. Right guys, hope you enjoyed this episode of New Physicals. What's taking your fancy this week? Be sure to check out last week's episode in case you missed it. Check out my review of Hatsune Miku. And also, James's Bargains video telling you all the best places to spend your money in the cheapest way possible. We'll see you guys over there. Take care.